Hi guys, greetings from the very hot North Sea coast. Wow, yes, you have the canicule. Je sais pas comment on dit, I don't know how you say canicule in English. Canicule, maybe. And thanks to that, it's not that hot yet in Japan, but it's starting being hot. Bonjour. Ah, voilà, with the babies. They are wearing some of their best outfits. Voilà. Ah. Alors, who's here? I know I have Britta. Anne, are you here? Today I invited our French friend. I don't know if he's going to make it. Please make yourself known when you're here, PG. Ah, ben voilà, le voilà, bienvenue, welcome, PG, our friend. Alors, je voulais te demander par email, parce que des fois je t'appelle par ton petit nom, est-ce que ça ne te dérange pas ou est-ce que tu préfères rester anonyme? Il faut me préciser ça, s'il te plaît. Anne is not here, maybe yet. Hein? So today, PG, it's your first time with us on Patreon. I invited Britta and Anne and the others. I think you will understand why, because he's just super cool, friendly, voilà. Et en plus, il est français. Hein? I'm not going to do it in French, no worries, but PG is just so cool, and I thought he would like to share this live with us. Which is a private. Bon, voilà, c'est bon, je peux. Bon, because the others guys, Pierre, they know that I'm always careful. You know, for example, we have JK. We know her real name on Patreon, and I call her by her real name. But when it's a public live stream, you know, I try to be careful, and because I know that sometimes, I mean, if you have nicknames, it's for a good reason, I think so, you know. Voilà. Alors, also, I had to invite Pierre because today, guys, you know that. Toi, Pierre, you don't know that, but I am going to keep on drinking, not tasting or trying, because as you can see, I opened it yesterday, I couldn't resist, but to my defense, you know that it was, I had to celebrate. It was the 22 years living in Japan. And I knew that today we would do this live stream, so I would finish it today with you guys. We are going to taste some champagne. Oui, c'est mieux que t'écrives en anglais, je pense, parce que then I don't have to translate if you write in English, no problem, okay? And we don't have any secrets for Britta, Anne, who's probably going to join very soon, I think, and the others. There is also Phil, who's new on the Patreon family. Maybe he's working, but super cool guy. Voilà, c'est dommage, il n'est pas là, mais bon. He was the one, Britta, who you remember. Also, Pierre. So you haven't seen me. I don't think I've put that information on on Instagram. But recently I tasted a sparkling from Tasmania in Australia. And the Phil is Australian. And it's funny because I think that when I was doing the live stream in Shinjuku, you know, both of you were online and both of you fed me. Thank you so much for that. You were online too, Britta, and too. And I had a question from someone who asked me if I was drinking Australian wines sometimes. And I used to try a lot of Australian wines when I joined the wine business, you know, 17 years ago. I'm not having so many Australian wines these days. And it was funny because I went to Kawagoe to that wine thing with unagi. Is Anne here? Hi, darling. Oh my god, that Tasmanian sparkling was so delicious. And I hear that Tasmania can be a very cold area, so this is why, you know, to make good sparkling, it's good to have a cold climate. This is why in France, you know, that the Champagne area is cold within France. So this is why they can make good champagne. Because to make good sparkling, you need a cold area that will give you the acidity that you need to make a sparkling. You also have explained that to you before, guys, that you cannot call a sparkling made out of the Champagne area champagne. Champagne is only made in the Champagne area, and that area is in France. So when in the States or elsewhere, they're like, would you like some champagne? And I ask, what is it? And they serve me some sparkling. That really annoys me that they would call a sparkling from another country champagne, because it's different, right? I'm very adamant that you have to call things by their their proper name. Alors, is that why Prosecco is more sweet and sugary? It might be, but also there is a thing that I'm going to explain about champagne too. You know, when they make, I'm not going to taste it, but it's good that I explain first. When they make champagne, do you know how champagne is made, guys? It's called Méthode Champenoise, so the champagne method. And the champagne people have been fighting also so that, for example, cava or prosecco, they wouldn't call their way of making their sparkling Méthode Champenoise because it's confusing for the consumer. So they call, when it's the Méthode Champenoise made in another area of the world, even in France, they call it méthode traditionnelle, or it can be classic, metodo classico, or something like that in I don't remember in Italian, but it sounds like that. And that's because, you know, cheap sparklings are super easy to make. What they do is that they add like, not fake bubbles, but they add the bubble in still wine. With champagne and cava, for example, or prosecco, when it's méthode traditionnelle, the champagne making starts like a winemaking. They make the grapes ferment in a tank. And that's when, you know, with the champagne, they have what they call la prise de mousse. En fait, it's I don't know, it's difficult in English. They have first, when it's fermenting, there are bubbles, you know, that start to be created. That's the first during the fermentation. In still wine, they stop that process. In champagne, they don't. You can hear that. You can hear her snoring. She's here, the culprit. Baletayo. Caught red-handed, girl. Heavy sleeper, huh? We had a good walk. What do you have on your tongue? This girl. Yes, she's snoring. I didn't have the champagne. She had the champagne. That's why, guys. Voilà. So there is the first... When they make the grapes... I have to put this a little bit more down because the head of my sister is cut. That's bad. Bubbles just are created naturally. It's a natural process. And what they do is that there is a second fermentation and bubbles created inside the bottle. After, you know, they've put the wine, the juice in the bottle. And what happens is that when they make champagne and also the Prosecco and other sparklings with the traditional method, the champagne method, at that point they put a liquor. When they take the juice and they put it, they bottle juice, they add a liquor. It's called, they add liquor twice during the champagne process, champagne making process. The first time it's called liqueur de tirage. And it's to take, you know, to have a good balance within the bottle so that it produces not a too acidic champagne, because there is a lot of acidity when it's just a grape. And then there is what they call the liqueur d'expédition, when the champagne has been aging in the bottle and all the bubbles are formed. This comes with when they, I'm not so good at explaining it in English, I'm sorry, but when they put the juice in the bottle, they put this liquor, donc la liqueur de tirage, with some yeast. And then they close, they put a temporary cork. It's temporary, but the minimum they have to age champagne to make a classic brut, which is like the entry champagne of a maison, it's minimum 15 months, so a year and 3 months. But good champagne maison, champagne houses, they let their brut age much more than that. Like twice is really very common, which is the case with this Brimoncourt, Champagne Brimoncourt, voilà. And this is the maison who asked me if I was okay to represent them in Japan. I said yes, because all the champagnes are just so good. They have 4 cuvées. Charlie, you want to try it? When it's other cuvées, then it's much more than, it's a few years. They let the champagne age in the bottle. And what they do before selling it is that they have to recork it. They have to, alors, when the wine, the champagne ages, you know, there is this process that creates the bubbles because, you know, the sugar, the yeasts eat the sugar, and that's what creates the bubbles inside the bottle. When the champagne is ready to be sold, what they do is they have to put to take off the temporary. It's not a cork at that point. It's kind of a screw cap. You know, it's like the caps you have on beer bottles. Yeah? So and it's a very quick process. They have to take off the cap, but each time there is a little amount of champagne, of liquid, that pours out of the bottle. This is also the reason why those long these beads that cover the bottle were created, because before sometimes in the bottle there would be a little bit of liquid missing, so champagne people would hide this with this cover. There is an explanation for everything. So they take off this cap. It has to be a very quick manipulation. And at that point, they add a little bit of liqueur d'expédition to fill in the gap, you know. But the thing is that they put more or less sugar at that point again in the liquor. And also, depending on the amount of liquor they put, the champagne, the sparkling, will be plus or less sweet. And in Champagne, there is what they called, and now other areas of the world have copied Champagne people, it's that they barely put liqueur d'expédition, because this is the last liquor that gives the sweetness to the champagne. And they've created what they call extra brut cuvées. That means that there is almost no liqueur d'expédition, that liquor that is put at the end. Voilà. They have, out of the 4 cuvées, this Brimoncourt Champagne, they have, alors voilà, l'extra brut. See, they call this extra brut. And le dosage, so at the end, they put only, the average for champagne, it's 6 to 8 grams, sometimes it's more, of sugar in the liquor. They put only 2 grams, so it's almost nothing. And I like extra brut because I think that it really gives a better idea of the terroir. I've explained to you that before, but voilà, we have sometimes newcomers, and we forget. Even I forget those things, you know. So it's a good reminder, I think. This makes me super thirsty. So yesterday I hadn't tried the Blanc de Blanc yet. What I did, the first cuvée that I tried is their rosé. Evan, hi there. It's been such a long time. We haven't seen you on Patreon. I'm glad I'm doing this in the evening because voila, you're here with us. That's cool. I tried the rosé first because, as I've told you many times before, many champagne rosé are too sweet to me. And I don't like champagne rosé. But this champagne rosé is not sweet. It was really good, and I thought I will try with the rosé, because if I like the rosé, I'm pretty sure that I will like the others. I did like the others cuvée. So we are just starting. I haven't drunk in 18 minutes half of the bottle. I opened the bottle yesterday, Evan. So I'm going to try it with you so you can see the color. Voilà, avec Charlie. Piccolista. Up. There. I'm going to try what I drank a lot. Yes, I drank more than I thought I had yesterday. I wasn't supposed to drink that much. I almost have no more. It was good. I can hear some, I think there is a hanabi, un feu d'artifice. Charlie, you want some champagne, baby? Usually doggies and Neko you don't like, but you want to smell it? It's going to, ça va te piquer ton nez. No, he doesn't want it. Voilà. So this is the extra brut. So almost no liquor, so it's not too sweet. Super nice color. It has, it smells a little bit of brioche. I like champagne that have this brioche-like smell, and also some like yellow fruits and, you know, des fruits mûrs. Assistant, s'il vous plaît. Pierre is going. It was funny the other day because I told him you have to be my assistant, and then he sent me a message and he was like, every word you ask me in English, that's the only words I don't know how to say. Ça y est, ça recommence. I was asking him to translate all the words he didn't know either, so. Voilà. Itadakimasu. Oh my god, it smells so, so good. Oh my god, it's also very good because this champagne, it keeps. I think that champagne that are not well made, the following day, even with the special corks, you lose some of the bubble and of the freshness. What I like about the 4 cuvées about this Maison Brimoncourt, les champagnes Brimoncourt, voilà, Brimoncourt, is that the 4 cuvées have a really good freshness. So, you know, it's not, when we say that a wine has freshness, it means, ripe fruit. Thank you, merci beaucoup. It means that it's not flat in the mouth, it's not heavy in the mouth. It's a dynamic wine. So it has freshness, but also it's very round, and it has deep flavors and a deep taste, and that's something I really love about with champagnes. I don't like champagnes that are too light. I like when they are really round and a little bit heavy too in the mouth, but it doesn't feel heavy because it has the super good acidity and this freshness. So this one has also a lot of fruit, and that's something I like. I think this kind of champagne could age very well. It would become almost, you know, like you know, the Chardonnays from Bourgogne. The aged champagne sometimes remind me of Bourgogne wines. You can see also that it has really a ripe color, I think. You know, it's very, this golden color, it's very golden, and it has, I mean, it looks like it has fruit in it, and it has fruit in it. Voilà. But I like the, je sais pas comment dire en fait, ample. You know, that is, in French, in the French tasting comment, we say c'est un vin qui est ample. I could check this out. But I'd say like it's really round in the mouth. So very delicious. I had this in the 4 cuvées, even in the Brut. So the Brut, again, you know, it's the champagne that has to be the same every year. They have to blend different, because, you know, in champagne also what you have to know is that why do they have what they call vintage champagne? Ample. Ah ouais, ample. Baby, voilà, ça doit être ça. In champagne, when it's the Brut or even this Blanc de Blanc. Alors, Blanc de Blanc, why Blanc de Blanc? It means it's 100% Chardonnay. In Champagne, the 3 most used, they are allowed to use 7 grapes, but the most commonly used grapes are Chardonnay, Pinot Noir, and Pinot Meunier. All the different grapes give different characteristics to the champagne. When you see Blanc de Blanc, it means that it's 100% Chardonnay. When it's written Blanc de Noir, it means that it's 100% Pinot Noir. Then you have the Brut. Brut, usually it's a blend of the 3 main grapes. And they can also mix vintages, grapes that were harvested at different years. In wine, you can't do that in red wine, white wine, and rosé. It has to be the grapes that were harvested a specific year, right? So in Champagne, when they use just the grapes of one specific year, they make what they call vintage champagne. And Charlie is very interested in my explanation. He is the sommelier, right? Just checking out if Mama is not explaining wrong things, right? Why do they do sometimes vintage champagne? They do vintage champagne when that year, specific year, is exceptional, when they could harvest amazing grapes. That enables champagne people to make those vintage champagne. And why do they blend many years of harvest in Champagne? It's because they have sometimes bad years because of their a little bit difficult climate, which is, colder and sometimes more rain or whatever, so they can't get the proper acidity or whatever they need to make the wine. So it helps them using many years, blending the bad years with the good years to make a good champagne. And the brut is really what they call, if the brut is good or exceptionally good, then you will know that the other cuvées will be good too, because it's usually the cheapest wine of the house. The brut of this house, this maison, is really, in blind tasting you wouldn't say it's a brut. I think some people would think it's really a special cuvée because it's so well made. So I'm really, I feel really honored that they asked me they are trusting me to try and find an importer. Now the hardest part is to come because I have to find an importer. It's not cheap champagnes, and there are already so many champagnes in Japan that I'm hopeful, but it's going to be I'm going to have to do some prospection and to work hard to find an importer. But I loved the champagnes, so this is why I said, okay, yes, I'm going to do it, right? Alors this year is the thing is, Pierre, it's super hot in France right now, so for a cold area like Champagne, it actually helps them because it helps them harvest mature, ripe grapes. The problem they have in Champagne is that sometimes when it's cloudy too long a time and at a bad period, have you ever been to the Champagne area during the summer? Sometimes they don't even have a summer there. You would have 17 degrees at the beginning of September already, when in Bordeaux we still have a good weather, you know what I mean? So it's difficult for them to harvest really ripe grapes. And this is why there is a lot of acidity and sometimes bitterness in the grapes. So this is why maybe if the weather is better, hotter, in France it should be hotter in Champagne too, so that will help them. In other areas when they make still wine, it can be, yes, challenging because they have to be careful that the grapes don't get ripe too soon. And when it's too hot, what happens sometimes is that the grapes, how do you call the small, the grapes, the balls of the grapes, tu sais, les grains, quoi, de raisin, comment on dit? The grapes buds? Non, comment on dit? Je sais pas, I don't know. you know, all the small balls of the la grappe, huh? They just explode when it's too hot. And you can't harvest une boule, une grappe. Non, enfin, le raisin, quoi. Hein? You can't harvest it. If it explodes, the problem is that the juice pours out and there is the risk of diseases. Too ripe grape is not good. Ouais, il faut que tu lui demandes de help, please. I could use a computer, but it's more fun, I think, when I'm looking for words, right? Anne, Britta, Evan, help, Evan. Your English is your native, right? That's your language, right? Please help. You have the bunch. No, attends, comment on dit? I don't know. I forgot. That's bad. I'm not even sure. On dit un grain de raisin, c'est ça? I'm not the bud, hein, maybe, ouais, je crois. Hein. Grain de raisin. English. We always. So Pierre, it's your first live stream with us, but we can take the time, you know, to do things like this because it's a family, the Patreon family. So I don't need to be like, you know, in a hurry and not, you know. Les grains de raisin nécessitent grape. Apparently it's grape. Evan. Ah, Phil! Voilà, welcome! First live stream. Help! Native English speaker. We have the grape. Is it a... Do you call that the bunch? No, attends. We have the grape, the whole thing, and you take the small balls out of the whole bunch of grapes. Alors, are the small balls called the grape, or is the whole thing called the grape? And then, if this is the grape, how is called the whole thing? Please help. Voilà. So yes, Phil joined the Patreon family very recently. Thank you so much for that. Ah donc ça attend. That's the bunch and these small balls are the grapes. Is it? Confirmation. The bunch. You sure? I'm doubting the English speaker. The bunch. Okay. Bon. Girls, Pierre, Evan, let's remember this. The bunch, they put the bunch, they remove the stem of the bunch. I know that word, guys. Attends, voilà, ça y est. Allez, on va faire un petit dessin. I'm so bad at up. You have the stem in the middle. And then you have the grape around. Stem déjà, the stem. And you have the grape on the stem. Is it? And the whole thing is called the bunch. According to Phil. Voilà. Donc, non. So the small balls are called the grapes. That's the grapes. The whole thing is the bunch. And the small branch is called the stem. I know that word. Because you have to to take off the stem when you're in the wine making process. Voilà. Whew, oh my God, I need a drink. That was, it's tiring to use your mind, right? Voilà. Okay, it's not complete. I can do caricature too, right? Yes, and yes, I think that balls, that's actually each time I use that word because it can be some confusing. I think I'm laughing in my head. I'm so totally thinking of those other balls than those balls, but you know, it's just us, so deja vu. But I think, you know, I'm pretty lucky that I don't have, you know, nanti, you know, des obsédés quoi en fait sur la chaîne, hein, on the channel. We don't have so many weirdos, right? And we have Nosh and Ramses monitoring the channel, which is good. I think the only weirdos we had were really not like, you know, I'm trying to keep it, I like to, you know, I'm not as bad as Anne when it comes to those, you know, talks about balls and blah, blah, ha, 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 you know. But I don't want to do that in the public lives. I try to keep it, let's say, even if I talk about love hotels, you know, it's I try to keep it a pretty general conversation, right? But sometimes, I mean, that's a word that you use. Oh, look at the small meatballs, right? A ball is a ball, right? And each time you can be sure I'm thinking of you, Anne, and voila, you know, because obviously almost all of us, I think about the same thing, but voila. Maybe did I, because everybody knows that I saw some comments, you know, when I did a live stream with John. I checked out, you know, that I never check out the other's channel, and especially not John's channel, but I checked out the comments that were written on the live I did with him, to see the feedback that he got, right? I was super happy to see that people were happy to see me again. But I think there was a comment because I talked about the love hotels. And I like to talk about those things on his channel. So because then he doesn't know how to react. So this is super funny for me, you know. But there was a comment, like, I think someone writing, French people are very direct, and they speak their mind, and they are very direct when they say things, which I think is true. And I think I talk about, even on my channel, you know, that I'm not the kind of not telling what's on my mind, even if I'm trying to choose the words. That's the only thing, you know, I'm trying to, because I love to use slang, but I think I've been pretty good, even if sometimes I'm like, you know, what the fuck, you know, it's okay, I can use the F word sometimes, you know, but I'm trying to refrain myself because, you know, there might be kids watching, so even if I don't think there are so many kids watching my channel, but I try not to use slang, even if I love slang. Voila. Voila. So guys, that was this month wine, alcohol. So Phil, you will see that sometimes I do, it can be wine, it can be French wine, it can be Japanese wine, sake. Recently I did a yuzu liquor. That was nice, that was good. I still have some of it. So the theme changes every month. That's this live stream I do. The goodies of the month also I do, always. The secret place of the month, which is a tier that you all have. Maybe Evan, I'm not sure you have that one, but sometimes I don't have the time to go to one of my secret places, so in that case I replace it with a private talk during which I introduce, you know, the products that I have that specific day. But it's always fun because we have, you know, like private conversations, which we keep private. Very important, guys. Everything said on Patreon has to be secret, because I give you, sometimes I talk about super personal things that I don't want, you know, other people to know. And I also give you the heads up because, you know, you're my family, so so today I really had to do champagne also for another reason, because Phil is with us now. And when I had the Tasmanian sparkling, and I haven't had the time, no, I tried to check. Bon, you want to come with me? Okay, you can come on top of me. You wrote Tasmanian method, and I wonder if this was a joke or if there is really a Tasmanian method. So, is there? Because I tried to look it up on the internet and I didn't really find a method specific to Tasmania. Alors, is there something special in the way they make the sparkling, or it's just, you were just, you know, it's méthode traditionnelle? Yeah, okay, so it's the same method. I explained that at the beginning of the live stream. Please watch on replay. So that's the Méthode Champenoise. Okay. But yeah, no, I thought it was nice to be proud of, you know, it's good to say a Tasmanian method because, kawaii. Then, you know, every region makes the wines, they have their specificities, right? So, but it made me curious, you know, I will try, I have to check out if I can find more wines from that area. I remembered also there were some wines, I don't know if I can find the name of the winery. I will ask my former colleagues, maybe they will remember the name of that Australian wine, but that was premium wine, a rare wine from, it's impossible to pronounce, it's Coonawarra, I think. Attends, je vais le sortir. Coonawarra, je crois. Attends. Coonawarra. Impossible to pronounce to me, guys. Coonawarra. Voilà, it's the south of Australia, right? Coonawarra. Wah. Voilà, Coonawarra. You got it, guys? They are really small wineries that make really premium wines there, not like bulk wines. Oh my god, they have tasted amazing wines from there. And also I hear that you have lots of eucalyptus. You understand, right? Eucalyptus. And it was really crazy, guys. Attends, eucalyptus. I have to check out how to pronounce that. Eucalyptus, maybe, not sure. And it was crazy, but because some of the cuvées, you know, around the winery, this winery, there were lots of eucalyptus trees. And it was really crazy because some of the cuvées, they had a little bit of a eucalyptus nose and taste, like a little bit minty, you know, and that was really amazing. But you have a really great terroir there, I think, so You know, I've been wanting to visit Australia since I've been living in Japan because it's not close because it takes about 12 hours. It's like going to France, but there is no jet lag, right? So that helps, I think, when you're traveling. It's like the Mediterranean. Do you mean by med? Did it clear my sinuses? No, but it made my tasting buds very happy, I can tell you. That was super nice. Perth, only 9 hours to Sydney? Okay. And also I hear that like in Sydney the airport is so close from the town center, and like, okay, we have Haneda now, but Narita is just, it's become more convenient now with the train, but by limousine bus it takes forever, right? So voila. So that was the wine of the month. If you have, you know, like any questions about, I don't know, anything champagne, or if you think about something later, you can put a question in the description. How did you like, I will do it. You know that I'm getting better at keeping my promises now on YouTube. I will do round 2. Evan, are you in Sydney? I don't remember. I've got your address because you got a parcel when we did, you know, the travel with the babies thing. Where are you? Are you in Sydney? I don't remember. How did you like yesterday's live, guys? The 22 years in Japan thing. All of you watched on replay, I think, because I did it at noon. Okay. Does the design of the glass makes a difference in tasting? Yes. I use those wide glasses because when it's a flute, you know, the narrow ones, I have some. I don't drink champagne anymore in flute because I think I'm seeing the answers. Evan, thank you. The aroma expands more when you use wide glasses. This is why I use wine glasses. And honestly, guys, test this. Use a flute and use a wine glass, whatever glass. You know, I'm not super picky about the glasses as long as they are like big glasses, because you can have the wine breathe, right, in big glasses. You will be amazed by the difference on the nose and on the palate. Even on the palate, the champagne gets more ample. It remains closed, I think, when you drink champagne in a flute. Voilà. Can you do the swirl? Yeah. And even with champagne, we do it not as much as we do it with still wine, because we don't want all the bubbles to you know, disintegrate. It smells so good, I have to drink it. Aussi. But if you swirl, I have difficulties with the W, to pronounce W, I think. The aroma gets stronger. Because, you know, it just expands. It comes out. So this is why you should swirl your glass, especially if it's a young wine, or if it's a wine that should be decanted and you can't do it. By swirling the glass, the wine will breathe because it will be more in contact with the oxygen. So this is why it will help your wine open more quickly. Voilà. Thank you for those questions. I'm happy because, you know, sometimes I was thinking, you know, You guys, you like me so much that you know you don't even care what I'm talking about. Anything I would do, you would love, right? So I was thinking, are they really interested in those wine things? You know, I wasn't sure, but I'm happy that you are asking those questions. Merci beaucoup. And I was thinking I haven't done the how to open a champagne bottle cork that is stuck. I will work on it as I will work on the language lessons when I feel ready to do it. I think I need to, this idea has to mature, to age in my mind. It's like the wine in the bottle. But when it will be ready, it will be like the champagne. It will pop out and I will ready all those videos. Huh? So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to do the 22 years in Japan live stream Q&A. Round 2, and I will do it in the evening, so that will be a good hour for you guys too. I mean those who are in Europe, because I did the other one on the American time. So I need to, you know, I will do it at some point very soon. I will try and put a notification a few hours at least in advance. I was happy doing it yesterday because it wasn't, I could talk, and apparently it interested people because I didn't get in the end so many questions. So voilà, it never goes as we plan, right? Which is a good thing. Hein? Alors, Pierre, I will, in the video, I will show how to open, it's not that scary. Anyways, when you want to drink the champagne, nothing, or the wine, nothing scares me to open it. In that video, I have that small video when I'm, you know, opening champagne. No, it's spumante, when I was in Toscana 3 years ago. I will add this small bit. I have the scenario in my head. I think if I do it properly, it will be a fun video, I think. I will even be trying, you know, to, do you have to open it with your, how do you do it, you know? I will pretend I'm trying to open the bottle with my teeth, and, you know, and then I will show you the technique that we thought about with my sister. So I will do very soon. I'm thinking maybe tomorrow. It depends on you if I will have the courage. If I'm, you know, because I'm not planning to go out tomorrow. I have to work from home. But I can do a no makeup live stream too now that I've done it once. No, it wasn't a live stream, but why not? I will see. If I don't have too many spots on my head, maybe on my face, maybe I will do it because it's a pain to have to get, you know, like visible, like a. I can't do my live streams in my, you know, like t-shirts that I wear when you know, my super casual outfits, right? So I might do it tomorrow because I'm thinking of doing it quickly. And also I thought that for you guys who are in Europe, if I do this on a weekend, it will be easier for you to watch. It will be, I mean, it will be a public live stream, right? So not you, because, you know, we are always organized the live streams at, you can watch me. But if I make it public, maybe I will have more people watching if I do it tomorrow than if I do it on a weekday. And I thought, you know, maybe there are so many people who can never catch me live, right? So maybe I will do it tomorrow. I will keep you posted. Voilà, I have it's almost edited, l'artisan de la truffe. Oh my god, the truffle restaurant was so good. I was almost tempted to make it a secret place because, oh my god, it's such a good cost performance, that place, guys. It's almost cheap, I think, for the quality that it is. But it's okay, you know, I will, there are so many places. And I'm always lucky to find a seat, so I'm going to make it public. It's almost ready. I just have to see if I add some music or not. I'll see. And voila, after then it's going to be, you know, for the videos and live streams, might be the routine, but you know me, sometimes I'm like, I haven't been feeling like live streaming that much these last 2-3 weeks, actually, I must say. But as I said yesterday, when I start, then I'm having fun. But this is why, you know, I did more like going to restaurants and took some bits, do an intro, you know, saying, okay, today I'm going to take you to this place, and this is the reason why, or blah, blah, blah. And then put the food, because I don't know, I wasn't feeling like, you know, going around. I think I was tired maybe of just eating all the time. I've been eating really too much when my sister was here, and then after that, and when I do the food hands, I love doing it, but the thing is that I end up eating and drinking, and I think I really need to detox, but like heavy detox. I haven't done that yet. So this is why I think my body is just tired. This is why, you know, I don't feel like doing those food hunts these days. But we can do other things. Alors, en avant-première, heads up, please keep it secret, because the thing is that, you know, when I was in Nagano, there are really, like, it's a really small village, and how to say that in English? Je deviens l'attraction du village, quoi, quand je suis là-bas. I become, you know, like, because I'm a rare thing, right? And especially recently, I've been so much on TV that everybody will be like, oh my God, she's here. And everybody tries to see me. And last year I had people coming into the garden unannounced, and it was just crazy. So this year I'm not going to stay at the same place. That's a pity, because it was a traditional house and I loved it. But I didn't have... j'avais pas d'intimité, quoi, en fait. How to say that? It was just, you know, and the thing is that also the guy who was renting, he was a little bit of a stalker. So, you know, this year I wouldn't go back, because you never know. There are so many people who put cameras, and also the you know, those devices to hear people. We have, that's becoming a big problem in Japan. I have to do a live stream about this, but and I wouldn't feel comfortable, because the guy, he adores me, you know, so I can't stay there. But I have arranged with one of my friends to stay at, she has the home where she was raised. They are not using it anymore, and last year we cleaned it, thinking that I might need to stay there at some point. So she's going to, you know, just put the electricity and the water back, but it's all planned. I think I can take 10 days or almost 2 weeks in August, but I am absolutely not making this public until I am there. And when I'm there, I will not say where I'm staying, because I don't want all the people, and I've asked my 2 friends to keep it secret, and because I told them I don't want all the people, you know, to just, you know, come around the house to see if I'm there, and then, you know, everybody, where is he? Let's do together something, etc., etc. Because part of me is super thankful because, you know, to feel also loved is a super good thing. But the thing is that people don't realize that, to me, when I have to do those meals with all those people and I have to entertain those people, to me it's like work. Because this is what I do in my work, in the wine business, when there are the events, I have to entertain people. This is what I do all year long. So when I'm supposed to be off, if I'm considered as being the alien and I'm invited to dinners and then they ask me lots of questions and I'm like, you know, it's super tiring. And this year I'm not going to stay there for a month. So yeah, and I need the privacy. I mean, you know, it's not, I mean, even in our own countries, if you have a neighbor who's always watching you, and I mean, who wants to leave that? Nobody, I think. Huh? So I told them, please just don't say anyone that I'm coming. So people will know that I'm there when I am there. And I will say that I'm not staying. Even if I live stream, I might live stream, not even sure. But if I live stream from the village where I'm staying, I won't say that I'm staying there. I just said, hey, oh yeah, I came to see some friends because they live here and this is where I was staying last year. But I'm in Shiojiri, you know, in the big city right now, because it's just a pain, you know. Can I put you on my staff travel and you can't find anywhere really cheap? What is that? That would be nice. And you know, wine free flow, good wine free flow for Jennifer when she's on the planes, right? And then she can't do anything. So voila, so in August we're going to have that's nice to feel. We'll have live streams. So of course I will go back to Narayajuku because you know that I love this village so much. I will go. Alors, yesterday, so I met that pet sitter. She will do, and also, she will do. She seems nice, but they all seem nice right at the beginning. Well, Phil and Pierre, maybe you don't know that I had problems. It's a long story, but I had problems with the woman who was taking care of my of the babies. So for a year, I've had to see with friends if they could take care of the babies. So this way, you know, I've felt a little bit stuck, I think, because it's not easy. But if I have a professional, someone that I pay for it, you know, of course it's good when I have my friends because they sleep here and, you know, but we have to think about the timing. With a pet sitter, call her, okay, this day, they come, right? So that's a relief. Yes, Evan, it's been a year. Last time I was there was last August, a year already. And I said I would go sooner, but it was difficult because I didn't have a pet sitter anymore. But also the condition that I gave this time is that when she comes here, anyways, it's just the cats this time. And the cats, they don't need to be petted, and they will be hiding when she will be here. So, but I need to make sure that she's going to come, because the problem I had with the other pet sitter, I think that at the end, she wasn't even coming every day. I found the house, oh my God, it was such a mess. It was horrible. And like Maya, she scratched the walls super badly. The woman wouldn't even tell me that. that was just so crazy. Anyways, let's not remember those. Remember those bad. That these are bad memories. So what I've asked her this time is that I said, when you come here, what I'd like you to do is we do a video call. You call me with a video, and even if it's just 1 minute, but just to show me, and I can tell you what to do. But because alas, I'm not going to have to pay someone to come to my place if I don't have if I'm not sure that the person is here. And I said, okay, if sometimes I can't answer, then you can do, because he said, oh, what I do usually is that I take a video and I send it to the owners. But you know what? You can come, take 10 videos or 3 videos for 3 days and then not come for 3 days. You know what I mean? So I didn't tell her that, but I've become kind of paranoid because I had such a bad experience with the last pet sitter, right? But she said, okay, so, no problem. And I said, if I can't pick up the phone, and I don't want it to be the phone, right? Because then you can see she can be calling from her home. So, I said, and if I can't video chat with you, then, you can send me a video, but please call me each time you come here. So that's a relief. It's like, what do you have in Perth? What, pet sitters? Voila. So and with the cats it's going to be a good trial. I mean, I will see, and this time it's going to be maximum 2 weeks anyways. I don't want, even I can't be away, especially if the cats are on their own more than 2 weeks. It will be a little bit too much for them. Last year I overdid it a little bit maybe, but well, I'm not going to do this anymore. So I think we'll have, we'll see certainly new things and do new things. Now that I'm more used, to do maybe the edited videos, I will do also edited videos of those places where my friends take me, and I, last year I wouldn't be live streaming. I will do make edited videos. So yeah, more than 2 weeks. I think a week, 10 days is okay. 2 weeks, when I come back, I'm like, ooh, okay, I'm happy to see the babies because I miss them. And also, as I said yesterday, I don't have my babies not to spend time with them. So, voila. But Charlie and Lisa are coming with me. We have, I'm going to buy a new carrier. For that, and then I think that this time we'll take the train, because if I depend on people with a car, etc., it gets tricky. If I hire someone, it gets expensive. So I'm going to make the trip with a carrier that is like a suitcase, And I will send my suitcase with all my stuff. We have this Takubin, the Kulo Neko, the black cat delivery system in Japan. That system is just so good, because like for a big suitcase, for about $15, you can send it and you receive it the following day. That's super quick. We use Takubin so much in Japan. So voila, it's all it's been decided really over the last 3 days. I have been thinking about going back to Nagano, but I wasn't sure, and then I realized that I really had to get out of Tokyo, even for a week, even for 3 days, because I really need the break. Like I need the nature. I think that yes, even the babies also are going to enjoy the mountain. This time, the house, is not like 500 meters I can't see the mountain from the house, but it's still pretty close. So you know, it's going to be okay. We will have a lot of walks, and I will do a few live streams probably during those walks. But voilà, it's going to be a nice break. Maybe more specialties discoveries. We'll see. And also, you know, a nice break. So it also gives me new ideas when I take a break like that. Even if I will have to follow work as always, but I will come back and I will be, you know, just my mind will have rested a little bit, so it will be nice. But I will come back, and I had the TV Asahi people today on the phone. I'm going to have another shooting on the 21st. I have to come back on the 20th of August at the latest, because I have a shooting on the 21st. It's going to be interesting again, because there are, you know, the shooting we did with the 50 people. Apparently they got so many people watching it. Big success, so they are going to do it again. Of course, they asked me to participate. We talked about some new subjects today, and I think it's going to be very interesting this time too. So voilà. So I will be in Nagano, you know, before that, I think. I will keep you posted, of course, but please don't talk about this publicly, because I don't want, you know, the people also in Nagano, because, you know, that guy who was renting me the house is always watching my videos. So if I say yesterday I thought that actually I had said too much already, saying that I was thinking about going to Nagano, because he will probably harass my friends and ask them if I heard anything, you know, so I have to be careful too. Voilà. I think I'm going to leave you. Thank you so much. Yeah, you missed Tiki. I know that. It's even sometimes, you know, 2-3 days. To me, I would be traveling much more if I didn't have the babies, right? Because I miss them, especially in the evening, because, you know, they sleep with me. But you know, when I have to see my family too. So, you know, when sometimes Mama, she has to go to France. Ne? Shikata ga nai yo. Guys, I completely forgot what. Attends, attends. Yeah, well, the thing is that, you know, Pierre, maybe you haven't seen the live stream I made about safety in Japan, and I said, be careful, guys, because it is safer than our countries, but it's not that safe. I've had problems with stalkers for as far as I remember, since I've been living in Japan. And I think it's pretty crazy that I stayed, and I love being here so much, seeing those bad experiences that I've had. But I think that the positive and the good things in my life here are stronger than those, you know, really unpleasant and pretty scary sometimes experiences I've had with stalkers. But stalkers in Japan, it's a big problem, not only for foreigners, but the thing is that we attract attention. I mean, people notice us. Mo-chan, tu viens dire au revoir à Tiggy? I think Britta. Mo-chan, hi, Mo-chan, you came to say bye-bye? He's hungry, I think. It's really a big problem. I think that the police now is taking it more seriously, because it was a year even before that, but like this last year's 2 or 3, you know, for example, AKB48, I'm just grabbing poo-poo. those, you know, girls' bands. Maman, tiens, où je te tiens? Ooh la la, Mama is wearing black clothes. Bonjour. Hi. Mon tiens le plus chou. Mon tiens le plus chou. Allez. They killed the girls, and those girls had reported reported that they were being stalked. Long hair. And the police had not taken those reports into considerations, and the girls ended up being killed. And a year or a year and a half ago, a really famous, like, you know, talento girl was killed, and now there are more. They are taking seriously those when women go to the police station and they say, okay, this is what's happening, what shall I do, you know? Voila. Just one last thing. I wanted to try this before. I'm going to do, I just opened it, guys. I'm going to do the things of the month. I'm bad this time. I opened the champagne. I'm opening this. The monthly goodies. I'm going to taste lots of those dried. This smells really like ebi, shrimp. I also have this one, and I have many more. I have eaten. I just wanted to try it. I'm almost half through it. These things are so good, guys. Itadakimasu. And I thought this might be nice with the champagne. Wow. And I figured that this would be healthier than all the nuts I'm eating all the time, you know, with alcohol. This is good. You know what, guys? It's just the shrimp. I couldn't feel any other taste than the shrimp. It's just the shrimp that is dried. And this is so good, really natural taste. You know those very small dried shrimps that you see in Chinese food sometimes, and that we can find in France at the supermarket too? It's that taste, but lighter, because they don't add anything. And we have lots of those. I thought it would make a nice theme. Those are so good too, guys. I've had, you know, lots of those. It's with some mirin, so it has a little bit of sweetness to those. It looks like it's super small fishes. You can see the bone inside. Very crunchy. It's so good and so much more healthier. So much healthier than, you know, the potato chips or whatever we can buy, you know, the chunks we can buy. Voila. It's a small iwashi, small sardines. And they call this senbei, but it's not senbei. Voila. And I have 2-3 more and a few other things that I will try very soon. Not sure if it will be a noon live or an evening live. We'll see. But I will do it, I think, probably. I can't do it on Sunday because I'm going to that brunch place again. I love it. I really love that place. So maybe on Monday or on Tuesday, I think. Okay. Voilà, voilà. Merci beaucoup, Pierre. Thanks, Phil. Again, welcome to the crazy Patreon family. But no, Brita is not crazy. We are not all that crazy, but it's a cool Patreon family, let's say. Hello, you make a bisou to Craig. Is he here? So, bonjour, Craig! I wish I could have seen his face last time when I was in Shinjuku when we did this live stream together. The others, lots of love to the others who are not live with us today. Yeah, Pierre, when I will be doing, you know, live streams like that at an hour that is good for you, I will invite you again. Right? Is that okay, guys, to invite Pierre? He's cool, I think so. Voilà, voilà. Thank you so much. So maybe tomorrow, a 22 years in Japan Q&A round 2 in my pajamas. We'll see. If not tomorrow, that one will be at the beginning of next week too, because on Sunday I think I will have too much champagne at lunch to do a live stream after. Evan, merci beaucoup. Phil, merci beaucoup. Pierre, Anne, Brita. Lots of love to Tiggy Boy. And I'll see you very soon. Okay, guys? Lisa, I think... See, she wasn't snoring anymore. Non, ça. Tu me pousses. Tu me pousses. Tu me pousses. Avec ton petit collier, là. She heard the shrimp. I wonder, would you like it? Not sure she will like it. Tu veux goûter? Non, non, non. Non, non, non. Il en a un, non? No, you prefer croissant. Voilà. Merci beaucoup et à bientôt. Moi. Craig, in your parcel, and Anne, next month, the tenugui, small tenugui, you can do this, put in frames. Okay? Voilà. Jason, next month you will get this too. This is how I do it. Voilà. Craig, no, Phil, please let me know when you get the parcel. I sent it on Monday, I think, so very soon. Okay? Voilà. Bisous! Mouah! Mouah, mouah, mouah. Bye guys, merci. Hop.